Yo, what's happening?
Hello, how are you?
I'm very, I'm very good. You've caught me off guard here. Didn't expect you to be calling.
Is that why you've not got any clothes on?
Oh, have I got that filter on? Have I? What the fuck is going on? I feel like
The butt naked filter.
here
Welcome to another episode
of
the OverAndOut.
the OverAndOut. Having a beer this time.
Oh, he's having a beer
Ooh.
this time.
Splashing out, having a wee alcoholic beverage. I'm just drinking out all my BrewDog stuff. I bought like 8 million
Right.
tins before Christmas.
Hang on, because I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut around there somewhere. I forgot to fill up my water again. Fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ. Go fill up your water. Anyway, just before Christmas, I bought like a ton of BrewDog beer because we got it at a discount. Friend had bought some, said to me, I have a really good discount on BrewDog beer. Do you want any? You can use the thing. I think it was like something stupid, like 25% off. So we bought like a ton of it. Anyway, it's in a big cooler box in the garage. Didn't drink as much as I thought I would over Christmas. So here we are, end of January, still going through it, still going strong.
Well, I suppose the nice thing about that, it means that you're not a complete alcoholic.
Yeah, true.
As in, you managed to rein it in
That is
slightly.
That is true, actually. To be fair, I feel like my levels are peaking now. I'm just going to drop them down a little bit.
It's what's weird is that I feel my levels are not high enough on this one. I had to move down to another track, and I'm pretty sure it's all the same settings. But you know,
I know. Well, I'm a bit closer to the mic as well this time.
wow. Are you rocking
That's
it?
what I do. Yeah, I'm holding it in my hand like an emo. Like an emo. If you had to categorize your style of music, what would it be? Like one? You can only pick one style of music. What would you say, like, encapsulates you and your kind of music you like, and it, like you would listen to in the future? You know, just one style.
I if I had to pick, the only way I could describe it, I guess, would be alternative.
That's very general, though, isn't it? That's like going,
okay.
rock. Well,
Yeah,
rock
but
is a
the problem
category.
is, because it is generally, because obviously I guess it's rock music in general.
Yeah.
But I do like a lot of I like everything from like alternative indie through to alternative rock to a bit of metal.
All right.
You know, and then I love stuff like Lana Del Rey and classical music.
So
it's, you know.
But if you could only listen to one genre, what would that genre be?
I don't know, probably grunge.
K-pop.
K-pop, yeah.
Grunge. Or what would we say is grunge?
I just
Nirvana?
yeah,
Nirvana.
stuff that sounds like it's from the 90s,
Oh yeah, throwback stuff.
you know.
Funny. Reason I ask
No.
is I've had like an up and down with music over the years.
Mostly downs, I can imagine.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of different stuff. Like on one hand, I'll listen to like
K-pop.
yeah. Actually, we do listen to K-pop in our house. But
Country.
on one hand, I'll listen to country, and then I'll listen to emo, and then I'll listen to 70s metal, and then I'll listen to like straight up gangster rap, and then some real nice hip hop, some scratchy music, a little bit of drum and bass. Generally,
Chill pop.
quite an eclectic mix. A bit of pop, yeah. And then years ago, I started listening to like Jack Johnson, Donovan Frankenreiter, G-Love,
Ooh.
Special Sauce, all of that, right?
Can't be doing with it. I have to say, I'm not a fan of that kind of music.
No?
I like a lot of kind of music. It's that Jack Johnson-y stuff. That like, give me a ukulele by the beach. Just like, fuck off, mate.
Yep.
Just get a beer
I love
and
that.
just lay down some windmills and get a guitar.
I love that music. We actually, I love Jack
Yeah,
Johnson.
I'm not a fan.
We flew to Newquay, and then drove to Newquay, and then flew from Newquay to London to watch Jack Johnson play at Hyde Park, and then stayed in London for a day or two, and then flew back to Newquay a couple of days later and watched him play at Watergate Bay. Like Pamela and I, 3 days we watched him play twice.
Mega fan.
Yeah, mega fans.
No.
I think he was supported by like AOL and ALO, Animal Liberation Orchestra.
AOL.
And then
The internet company.
And then, yeah. They were just there tethering him. You're connected now, Jack. Thanks very much.
They were playing that like the zeros and ones song, from like when the internet first came out.
Beep, beep.
When you
So like we watched him and he was very good. And I actually watched a guy called Donovan Frankenreiter in Shepherd's Bush in London and was given backstage tickets because I was vibing so hard with that music. Like, how can you vibe? Some guy was like, "Hey man, I'm here to give backstage passes. You guys look like you were like really getting into it." Me and my mate Ryan, and he was like, "It's 2 backstage passes."
That wasn't me.
No.
Not me, by the way.
No. What, my original friend.
When Dylan comes to Shepherd's Bush, we go to Brewdog.
Yeah, now we go to Brewdog, yeah. But we got backstage passes and we were hammered, man. We were like, you should come surfing in Northern Ireland and stuff. Oh, anyway, embarrassing. Good. Stole his hat as well. Probably shouldn't say that on the internet, actually.
Wow. I'm sure he's got another one.
Did steal his hat, though. But the reason I asked the question is that I started listening to that a lot and I felt like I lost my way with my music. And I never really could gather up. And Pamela would always go, you're like emo music, and I would be like, guess so. Kind of go, she would categorize me to like Taking Back Sunday, My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, maybe. That's where she would put me in that category. But it never really sat well with me, and I would always have said that my favorite band is Hot Water Music, who are like indie rock or indie punk or something like that. Where are they from? Like Tennessee?
I think they're like post-hardcore, aren't they?
Jesus.
Like post-pop, hardcore.
Something like that. And I would always have said those guys and like Alkaline Trio, that kind of stuff.
They're pop-punk.
So then, and I lost track of what I liked and didn't like. And then I heard the new album by Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
And I cannot stop playing it. Like, wow. I'm so worried that at the end of 2021, Spotify is just going to send me my year review in one slide. And just the word lol, Machine Gun Kelly below it. Nothing else. You listen to Machine Gun Kelly. Your most listened track, Machine Gun Kelly. You didn't stop listening to Machine Gun Kelly. Like every day I'm just like the whole album, start to finish, no other words. Ridiculous.
I'll be honest, I have my Machine Gun Kelly. The latest Post Malone album, Hollywood's Bleeding. Oh my god.
Good.
Cannot get enough of that album.
Really?
I just over and over again.
Yeah.
And like I absolutely love that album.
I'll have to listen to it and see.
Reason.
But he sings with Machine Gun Kelly, doesn't he?
I think they have done stuff together, yeah. That album, it's beautiful. So he understands pop like really well.
I'll have to
and
listen
one of
to
the things that I like Post Malone is because he used to be in a metal band. Yeah, and he can like properly shred, on the guitar.
Never doubted him.
And I think that's really interesting. Like when you come from that side of music, what I would call proper music, being able to play actual instruments, to then moving over to like whatever the rap side is, and then you can see that like musically he just gets it, because I think there's an understanding of music at its core.
What's the album called? Hollywood's Bleeding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a listen to that. Not right now.
I need. What's the Machine Gun Kelly album?
Tickets to My Downfall. Not that I know that off by heart.
Hollywood's Bleeding and Tickets to My Downfall. Well, these are two really, they sound like really. And why am I writing this down? I can just Google it.
You can just write his name.
Just let me get my
notebook. Dear Ryan,
my quill and my parchment.
Next time you're in HMV, pop over to the Pop Rump. Pop Rump. Have a look at the Pop Rump section. I heard this album. Right? It came up in my Spotify. Said, "Hey Dylan, have a listen to this.
You might like this."
And I actually, I think the first time I saw it was on the YouTubes. Whereas Pamela and I were watching, because what Pamela and I do, and we like to have a drink. We have a drink and then we just put on shit on YouTube and just watch music videos.
All right.
And then just like we normally try to play a game that like link it, like the song has to link or the genre has to link or whatever. It basically just ends up with it. Eventually, it either ends up with me playing Hot Water Music and Pamela going to bed, or Pamela playing something from a musical and me going to bed. Or just in a straight up argument about one or the other. But that song of his came up. I can't fucking remember what it's called now. But Megan Fox is in the music video.
Is this the one Travis Barker plays?
Yes. Well, Travis Barker plays in a lot of them with him, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I love the fact he's just drummer for hire now. It's brilliant.
He's so good though, isn't he? Like,
do you want a bitching drummer where it's
Yeah.
just Travis Barker?
Are you-
and Dave Grohl? Dave Grohl's not available.
yeah. Are you
It's just one of those two.
Are you doing quite shit? Get Trav to come and drum. But like, I was sold on a music video when I saw Megan Fox. So I was
Wasn't
like,
she-
watch that.
Wasn't
So now
she's
they're
been in-
dating, apparently.
yeah?
This is
Oh, her and Megan.
Fuck me.
Her and Megan Fox.
now we're
him
just
and Megan
giving
Fox.
information about pop culture. This is like a fucking episode of Keemstar or something.
Like TMZ. Is that who we are? TMZ? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, mine was way
TMZ.
more relevant, but well, yeah, okay. Anyway,
TMZ's relevant if you have a TV.
if you're on terrestrial. So anyway, I started listening to that, and then I told my sister that. My sister's much younger than me, and I told her, and she laughed. And she laughed because I knew nothing about Machine Gun Kelly until I looked at his old stuff, and it's like white guy hip hop, but like not done well.
I like Vanilla Ice.
Well, like a wannabe
Not-
Eminem. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. He's actually quite a good rapper, and the music's fine. It sounds good. It's not my kind of thing. You know, yeah. We can't jump. We definitely can't rap. All right? Some of us can, but it's not very. His rap's questionable, but this stuff he did is really good. And when I heard it, it just gave me flashbacks to my youth, and it reignited the flame for me categorizing myself in that pop punk. That's the music that I relate to more. You know,
Oh, Newfound Glory and
Simple
stuff.
Plan, things like that. And I think the problem is like emo music gets mixed up, because if I think emo, I'm thinking like Thursday. That's emo music. But I think when like Finch and Funeral for a Friend came along, and My Chemical Romance, they made it more popular, and it was more imagey and less about legitimately sad feelings. Like you listen to a Thursday album, and you're like, "Get me a blade, I'm done." So. Yeah, that's what that got. I don't know. That wasn't even what I wanted to talk to you about. That's just where I got to. Machine Gun Kelly. Fucking love that album.
Do you think you're too old for that?
Um,
Or do you think that's it? Because I was watching an interview with Billie Eilish and Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day. And Billie Joe Armstrong, this is weird. He's like 50 something.
Wow.
His kids are in their 20s, right?
wow. Wow.
That's how old Billy Armstrong or Joe Armstrong is. Yeah, admittedly he did have kids young, but like, still, I'm like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
But like, they were talking, and I seem to remember from the interview, like Billy Joe Armstrong was saying, and I can relate to this. Is like when we were younger, it was like you either like grunge or rock music, or you like dance music. That was, and there was like the two sides. There wasn't anything in between.
Yeah.
And now everything is just, there's a bit of everything and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that there's as much like, was it not hate, but there's like, everything is there's a big melting pot of music. And if you look at a lot of Billie Eilish stuff, she loves Green Day. Her and her brother love Green Day.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of their stuff is influenced by them. Not like, doesn't obviously sound like pop punk, but you can, there's elements of that in there
totally.
where they've been listening to that. Well, the weird thing about that, what she said, his favorite album by Green Day is like one of the later albums. And I'm like, no, it's Dookie.
Yeah, it's only Dookie. Yeah, there's no. Yeah.
You don't like once it gets like past. What was it? I think he liked the one. Was it American Idiot or the one after that? It's like no. They're not real Green Day albums.
Yeah, that's like liking a Blink 182 album now with your man from Alkaline Trio, and it's like,
yeah,
nah,
exactly. It doesn't
as
count.
good as Dead.
Doesn't
to
count.
me. Not even wouldn't
Yeah.
even listen. Not interested.
No, and that's the thing I found weird. It's like, wow, he's so young that's where they start.
But isn't that like
And
me
so the
listening to Machine Gun Kelly's new album and be like, oh, Machine Gun Kelly, and people are like, he does rap. And I go, no, he
Yeah.
doesn't. Have you seen him? There's no way he does rap. And then you go to his old albums, and it's fucking gangster rap.
Yeah.
It is mental, isn't it?
But yeah. So now it's like I just don't feel there's as much like animosity between genres now, because everyone's doing everything all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all the subcultures, every track.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So
yeah.
I know.
Well, there you go. Music.
Well,
What is
that's
music?
15 minutes in. What were we
what's
talking
music?
about?
What were we going to chat about? Oh, yes. I had a question for you in the last episode. God, that was a while ago, wasn't it? Last episode. My question to you was, and I felt like we couldn't have covered this in like 5 minutes, but the YouTubes, right? When you look at the
go on.
YouTubes,
When I look at the YouTube,
what are your five? The reason I ask this is I was filling in a survey, right?
Okay.
And then someone asked me,
A survey.
yeah, They asked me what my 5 favorite YouTube channels were. And
Can I ask where this survey is from, or is that?
yeah, it was to enter a competition to win a fuck ton of gear from Matty Hapoya.
Oh, okay.
So Matty
Fair
Hapoya
enough.
hit like 1 million subs on YouTube and put a whole bunch of like competitions out. But one of them was a survey, and personally, I was like halfway through the survey going, Matty, you are asking a lot of people because this is a long ass survey. It was long, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's. Yeah, I was fine because actually the more I answered it, the more I was really interested in the questions. He was obviously doing R&D for his own channel, but I was actually learning while answering his questions. I was learning a lot about myself as a consumer and also myself as a prosumer who wants to create stuff and being like, this is actually really helping me. So I answered it all.
Oh, okay.
Felt a bit bad when he wasn't in one of my 5 favorite YouTubers in the answer, but sure, what are you going to do, huh?
Yeah.
Can't please everyone.
Okay.
But the question was,
So
what are
what-
your 5 favorite
yeah.
channels?
So are you going to tell me your 5 first, or am I going to
You
tell
could tell me
yours?
yours. Doesn't we can have the same ones?
It's interesting because when I look through my, because I thought, the best way to decide this was talking about YouTube history. There's a lot of random stuff. Oh, there's a Machine Gun Jelly.
Jelly. Machine Gun Kelly Dactyl.
Machine Gun Jelly.
Oh, is that guy Machine Gun Jelly? What's he saying?
Actually, one of the things I've been watching a lot of recently is a guy called CoffeeZilla.
Okay.
And what he does, he doesn't do slow-mo coffee making things. He outs like fake gurus online.
Right.
And the stuff
Oh,
he really does his research, you know. And it's like, and he does actual live interviews with a lot of these gurus. He goes live, and so it's like there's no editing. So it's like it's kind of really interesting to see how he catches them out, and then how they just use all this psycho babble to try and, you know, obviously they use it to sell to people all this bullshit they're selling. And it's really interesting stuff for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of my favorite ones. I do like a bit of Matt D'Avella. D'Avella? Is that? I read it as D'Avella. I like that.
Yeah. If you like
what
him,
else have we got
there's
on
another
here?
channel called Better Together. I think that's what it's called. Better Together. That's definitely a Jack Johnson song. Maybe it's not. It's definitely a
I
Jack
know
Johnson
that.
song. Better Ideas. Maybe. Hold on. Oh, we're learning here. Better Ideas. John
I think
Schweitzer.
I've heard of
Schweitzer?
that.
Joey Schweitzer?
I've-
John. I just read John. It clearly says Joey. I'm just like, John. His stuff's quite interesting. I think it's very like Matt D'Avella. I would go so far to say that I reckon he's seen some Matt D'Avella stuff and based a lot of it. I don't know. But it's very good.
Yeah.
My only downside
Yeah.
to him, Joey, if you're listening, is he always looks like a
Yeah.
miserable git in every one of his thumbnails. I mean, a lot of his thumbnails
Well-
are why you're tired, why you want to die, why you're demotivated, why you can't be fucked. But he does look very
Oh, it just definitely
miserable.
sounds like a channel for me.
Yeah, it looks like I'm looking at a Ryan Say Family album when I'm scrolling through his videos.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
But he is pretty good. Like, I think his videos are always quite interesting and they're shot in the same way. Worth checking them out. Better Ideas.
Yeah. There's a guy here called Dyllon Osborne.
Yeah, you can check him out
Dunno.
on YouTube.
I can't count you. That's not
No,
fair.
I don't.
That's not
I don't
fair.
imagine you would though.
Oh no, no, I do watch your videos, but I don't think it's fair to have you as a
No,
favorite.
I wouldn't expect you to put me down there.
I do watch a lot of Becky and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of Becky and Chris. Ryan George
Yes.
as well. Watch a lot of him. I watch a lot of crap. A lot of this is just it's random stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really. Yeah, just trying to see. Actually, Chris Howe comes up quite a bit.
See, are
Watch
you
a lot
going
of
on
his
by
stuff.
what you watch though, or your channels?
Well, no, I'm going on what my history is,
'Cause-
and a lot of it's like it's really hard to pin down one channel because I just search for like randomness.
But do you
but I'm just seeing
find
who
do you
comes
find
up a
you
lot.
look for random stuff, or do you find you because I don't know what way you consume YouTube. Pamela is like, for me, Pamela is like a professional YouTube consumer.
Oh, okay.
She's like the epitome of a prop. Like, she consumes. I say she's watching 90% of YouTube, to be honest.
90% of
Well,
YouTube,
obviously not,
okay.
but like she is watching so
Yeah.
much. She will watch so much YouTube. She watches a lot of cooking stuff, I have to admit,
Yeah.
but she does consume a lot of that stuff. Like, she consumes so much of the cooking culture. It blows my mind how one. But I watch YouTube like 2 videos at a time. Every couple of days, I'll be like, and after 2 videos, I got a headache or I can't. But I normally watch them like while I'm eating my breakfast, or I'm like, oh, I've got 10 minutes, I'll watch a video. Where she'll sit down and just watch. She'll be like, I'm gonna watch TV tonight, and that's like 2 hours of YouTube, which blows my mind. But when I started looking at like the channels I watch, like I agree with you. Like Becky and Chris make great content. I love watching their stuff when it's not photo related. I way prefer their renovation stuff. So
I've just thought of one. I've just seen one that I absolutely make art now.
Oh yeah,
the guy is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and again, he uploads like
he's one
like
of my
monthly
favorites.
upload or something, isn't he? But I get stuck in that realm, the echo chamber of
where
echo chamber of for like photo video. So I get fed all that stuff from all those guys. Now I love the obvious. I love Peter McKinnon's stuff, but I actually really like the longer films he makes more than other stuff. So like in the photo sphere, I do like his stuff, and I love Jesse Driftwood's videos when he bothers his ass to make them.
He was another one on the list on my subscription list. I was going to say, his
like
videos
he doesn't. He's irregular, and I know why he's irregular. You know, just because of the way he is.
Yeah.
And I think he has a lot of. I'd say he's a lot of feelings, and I think he struggles sometimes with these videos because when he puts a video out, every video is amazing, even when it's an advert. Okay.
You mean, okay.
Which is, but a lot of them are adverts. But the thing is, like we've chatted openly to him about stuff like that, and he's very clear about it. But he's clever. He's good at that stuff. Those 2 guys. Outside of that, the channels I actually thoroughly enjoy watching are out of, and it took me time to clear my subscription list of photo video stuff. Not that I've unsubscribed, they're still there, but because I was like, oh my god, I'm just watching so much of the same stuff. But I love Julie Nolke's stuff. All right, and it's cool to see her now collaborating with big names in Canada and getting cred, because her stuff, I've been watching hers for ages, and it's great because it's skit based. I love it, and I watch more Ryan George than anyone else. Like I'm always looking, going, surely that's every video. Surely I've watched every video. That guy must upload like 3 videos a day. If you haven't seen him, it's skit based stuff as well, but it's so funny. And I feel like I'm always being fed a new Ryan George video, and I could watch him for ages. And then the other one is Kevin James.
Oh,
because it's
his videos he's done over lockdown.
Because it's sheer brilliance. It's also a perfect example of Hollywood actor with an amazing production crew and big money.
What's his name?
Will.
Deadpool.
Oh.
Why have I forgotten his name? Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Does he have his own YouTube channel?
It's hilarious.
Really?
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. It's generally just him and Hugh Jackman having fights with each other and just calling each other out. But he's usually advertising his gin, but his adverts for his gin are so good.
I've seen some of the videos he does that are like
funny.
ads within ads within ads within ads.
Yeah. He's amazing. It's just, but again, he's a bit like Kevin James.
But his channel, what is his channel though? Like, is it?
It's just a Ryan Reynolds channel. He just does what he wants on it.
But is it not like just clips from ads and stuff?
No, some of it's ads. Some of it's him just talking randomly to camera. Some of it's him and Hugh Jackman arguing. It's just like,
oh yeah. It's weird.
It's fun. Yeah, it's like he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants, basically.
But I look at his channel there now, and I feel like it's all professional stuff. I mean, not that I love what Deadpool's his picture, but not that Kevin James' stuff is professional stuff. His stuff is so fucking good, like just as you expect it to be, because those dudes who produce it for him are very, very talented fellas. The brothers, yes, what are they? 700 brothers or something? How many of them are there?
I don't know.
9?
7 brothers for 7 sisters for 7 wives. I don't know what.
But
someone like that.
I find it quite interesting. The reason I ask you about the channels you watch and the channels you like is YouTube is such a massive place, and it's so easy to get stuck in a funnel, and then just end up in this very narrow corridor of the same stuff. And then like you said in the last episode, you speak to someone, they don't know who McKinnon is, or Casey Neistat, and you're like, how can you not know them? They're massive. And you're like, well, because I watch PewDiePie, who's basically on 1 billion followers or something. Like, how many followers does that guy have?
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh, internet doesn't work.
Look him up. Let me have a look.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. 108 million.
Okay, I was way off on 1 billion, but 108 million is ridiculous. Actually, that number doesn't seem that big now.
Mate, didn't he close his channel and start a new one?
No, I think he's just 100 million. I have to admit, I quite like his stuff, and I'm not really like Pamela watches quite a bit, so I would pick up on his stuff from her.
I'm going to be honest here. I've never watched a PewDiePie video.
If you watch one, you're not going to like it. You need to. You know the way sometimes if you watch something with someone who thinks it's hilarious, you kind of you do that. You laugh with them for a while, and then you kind of work out. It's like they laugh.
I actively don't laugh.
Yeah, I know that. But I mean, like, they'll laugh, and then sometimes you'll watch something with somebody and you'll both be pissing yourselves. Then you go back to your normal life and you try to show it to someone who wasn't there, and they go, nah, it had to be there. I think PewDiePie is funny. I find him funny because Pamela laughs at him, so I sort of understand the jokes, and then I've got used to him over the years because she watches loads of that game shit and him playing Among Us and things like that. But it's always really interesting. Thoughts on Mr. Beast?
I've actually started watching some of his stuff recently, and I kind of like it, but at the same time, you know what we were saying last time about Killer Dactor? It's like, just give me the dance videos. I don't care about anything else. It's like, I find with him, it's just like, right, what can I do with 1 million of these?
Yeah.
It's just like, I've got so much money. It's like, I put 100 million Smarties down my friend's pants.
Yeah.
How long will he last?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. Let's see how long he lasts.
Yeah.
And then it's like, last person to take their money off take the hand off the money wins the money. And there's part of me that kind of really digs that. Then the other part of it's like, is he just manipulating people's desperate need for money or things?
Yeah, it's a hard one because he works with sponsorships and he gives a lot of it away to charity. So I think he gets away with being a cock because people go, oh, he does it for good.
Well, the thing is the reason why he gives away a lot of it for charity, I believe, is because in the United States, at least, when you win money, you have to pay tax on it, I think. But he has to, and he got in trouble, I'm pretty sure, because he gave away all these cars, and then this guy went, that's great, you gave me a 20 grand car, now I have to pay tax on it.
Oh,
and
right.
He ended up so he lost in a way because he had to pay 7 grand tax or whatever it was.
Oh,
so I think Mr. Beast had to change the way he does a lot of stuff because in the UK we have it much better because, like, say if you win the Euro Millions, you win 100 million, we pay tax on purchase. So you win 100 million, that's it. You get 100 million that's it. Whereas in the States, if you win $500 million, they take away 40% of it immediately.
Wow.
For tax.
You mean you are just paying? You are just talking to a guy who paid his tax bill and wants to cry.
Well, I said it. I
know.
Yeah, I want to cry too. But at the same but I mean, I think, to be honest, me personally, I think you should pay tax on everything on purchase. So, like, if you want to do something, then you pay a tax for it. For example,
would you say that would replace income tax?
It could to a certain extent, I reckon.
It would break, yeah. So instead, yeah.
Because there's certain things I think we should pay for regardless, which is like stuff like the NHS. Like, I would happily pay, personally, like, you know how they take it out of, what is it? The national insurance. That's how we pay for the NHS, yeah. And it's some, like, if you look at it on your thing, it's something like ridiculous, like £12 or something. Now imagine
it's 9%.
Maybe 9%. Yeah. Now imagine if everyone in the country, or everyone earning over, let's say 25 grand a year or 30 grand a year or whatever, when actually we'll take it up to 10%.
Yeah, makes such a big difference.
What kind of different? Yeah, and the thing is, I'm a big believer in everyone should have free healthcare. Yeah. And I know there's probably lots of people that would disagree, but I also think that if you are so rich and you don't want to pay for the poor people to have healthcare, it's like, then go private.
Yeah.
Because the difference between you paying 9% and let's say 12% on your 500 grand salary, it's negligible.
It should be an option, though, shouldn't it?
What?
Should there not be an option to pay for private, like to pay for public.
No,
It's not an option though, is it,
No.
in the UK? Like you have to pay it regardless of whether you want private or not. So if you could opt out and
yeah,
pay
but
for your
I
own
think you
private
should pay
one.
for it. Yeah, but I think you should pay for it.
No, I think you
Because
should as well.
there's
I agree.
always-
I think the idea.
I think there's always the time where, like, so let's say you're in a car accident, yeah? The ambulance turns up and goes, yeah, we're a public ambulance. You're private, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, and vice versa. You know, it's ridiculous. Everyone should have access to free healthcare, but I think the rich people or the people who don't want to pay for it, it's like, well, I just think it's such a small amount of money that makes a huge difference to so many people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
But I think
why did we get onto
when,
this?
when you work for yourself,
It's
I think
Mr.
you're
Beast,
aware
yeah.
of a lot more of that. Yeah, Mr. Beast. But like, I'm not a huge fan of his content. I don't mind it. My issue with Mr. Beast is my issue with a lot of those people. He's got that Pauliness to him. And I think it's that crowd that hang around him. They make.
What are you saying? Pauliness.
Yeah, like
what is that?
Jake and Logan Paul.
Oh,
They've got like that. They've got that.
I thought you meant Paulie, as in he looks a bit ill.
Yeah, they're all
I was
that
like,
malnutrition looking lads.
Yeah, if only he had a free healthcare system to make
If
him
only they
feel
were
better.
buying everything from a shop, they could eat some of it.
Yeah,
But like they do.
yeah, I
just
know
have,
exactly what you
I
mean.
think it's like I don't know. I don't like that whole sphere of YouTube that like adults act up. But do you know where I also hated that?
well, you know who's to blame to that? What, Johnny Knoxville, jackass?
Well, yes, but no. But Johnny Knoxville was being like, yes, he was acting up, but he was. There's a difference between being a dumbass and then being like a like. I hate that. Like my kids don't watch YouTube. They have to watch YouTube Kids, but they're not allowed on YouTube because there's loads of weird shit that happen, like just weird things. Like you'll get like there's accounts where like guys who are like in their early 20s like eat like sweets and they make videos. What the fuck are these two guys called that my kids watch? Oh, I can't remember. And I'm just like, nah, switch that shit off because they're weird, man. They're like eating like giant snakes and they're like, oh, hey guys, today we're going to eat a giant snake. Let's see what it's like. Oh my God, it's apple. And then they're like, not doing anything weird and seductive. It's not that weird. It's just like, it's adults. Do you know what it reminds me of? It's like, do you remember when you would watch like, I'm trying to think of what it was. It was like TV shows, a bit like the kids' TV shows on terrestrial TV when they would have had adults who'd be acting and be like, hey guys, sing along with us. The train goes choo choo choo. And then like act like a train and run around the kids thing. And they're all like, they're trying to like level down to the kids. That's awkward and shit enough when you're a trained actor or a trained presenter. But when you're just some guy who started a YouTube channel who thinks they can do that, it's weird. It's weird. I don't think until you have kids you realize that whole side. It's very odd. I don't like it. So like when Mr. Beast does something, I'm like like you'll hear him. Like he did one recently where two groups of guys sat in different rooms to see who could sit in a circle for the longest. They were there for like 4 days or some shit. Fucking
really?
Yeah, it was so stupid. But the point is, they're making jokes, and then one of them makes a really crude joke, and then Mr. Beast is like, hey, remember, these are kids that watch this show, and you're like, right there. That's where it got fucking weird. Why are you guys in your mid-20s making a show tailored at like 9 to 14-year-olds? Just, what's the fucking point? Like, it's just, it's low-hanging fruit, because kids will watch any shit.
The thing is
we're righting the world's wrongs here.
Oh yeah, well the thing is about that is, and this is why I find TikTok really interesting, is that it's massively appealing to a generation that has no disposable income.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I find really weird.
So who pays for all that?
So, yeah.
Parents.
So, well, yeah. I mean, I wonder as well, because
I wonder.
You know, if you're trying to sell a product, like, does Mr. Beast just get money from ads and sponsorships?
Yeah,
you know,
he must do, like,
because but
and merch and things like that. You know, because he brings out a T-shirt, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, but who's
kids, man? Who's kids fucking get their parents to buy shit. What? Dude, seriously,
what, at 14 years old?
At like 8 years old.
So,
dude,
really?
Noah plays Fortnite, right? Fortnite's a fucking stupid game, and it's like he'll be like, "Oh, there's a new season out," and I get, "And what?" And then he's like, "Can I get a new?" Like he'll beg and beg for a new skin on. Oh, I don't know what the fuck it's called. All right, this is where I feel like my parents. I don't know
All
what
right,
all
Dad.
this fart night is, but you can stick it up your butt. Right? And he'd be like, I need a new. So like, they ask us, shit, like, you know, like, you know, when you were a kid and your parents rewarded you with stuff, they were like, if you do well in school, you can have a tenner. Our kids, like, if you get a good report, you can have a new thing, whatever it is in Fortnite. And then we give them it. We're like,
Well, is this something you buy online?
it's a digital asset. It's fuck all. It's a digital asset, right? So we give him it. It's like 20 quid. I'm like, 20 quid buys you a load of V-Bucks that you can buy shit with. And he goes and buys. It's like, what'd you buy with your money? I'm thinking like, because I kind of know the price of stuff. Because he'll go on for ages. Be like, I really want that Iron Man suit that makes you fly. I'm like, fuck. Does it change your ability in the game? No. It doesn't. Do we need to spend money on it? Give him the money, and he buys like what'd you buy with it? And he'd be like, squirrel suit. What? Why? I like it. And I fucking Christ tonight. How much did that cost?
Do you know what's
All of my V-Bucks? Jesus Christ.
Do you know what's super scary about that? You know this whole conspiracy theory that's going on about this all being a great reset? Well, one of the things they say about this great reset is that you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just thinking, is he being groomed into that way of thinking? Because it's like you're paying his money,
Right?
but it's not like he can actually wear that squirrel suit.
Dude, totally. I had this thought last night, man. I was sitting like going through the books and stuff and just finalized, and then I thought, holy fuck, man. No one has paid me. This feels like a whole other episode. No one has paid me cash. Like money. I'm just thinking like, people are just putting. I just have a thing on my bank that goes, someone put some numbers in your box, and then I go, oh, thanks for those numbers, and then I give some of those numbers to the tax man. I put some of those numbers in my savings, and some of those numbers I give to Tesco, and they give me food. And it's like, this is fucking mental.
I can't remember if we spoke about this the other day, but I had a thought recently. You know how you're saying numbers in boxes here?
Yeah. So.
You know, obviously everyone's being paid furlough, so the government have had to borrow money from like the British Bank or the Royal Bank or whatever it's called. Yeah. So they've borrowed what, like, I don't know, 8 billion. Let's just say. Yeah. So where does that money come from? They go, oh, we got it from this bank. Yeah, but where did they get it from? Where does it all start?
I feel like we should research this and come back as an entire episode all about money.
Hey kids, where does money come from?
Oh, today we're going to talk to you about money.
Money
is basically gold. Should we do an episode on that where we actually try to research it and just discuss that entire topic?
Oh, what, the Great Reset and money and stuff?
Yeah. Well, maybe not a Great Reset, but like money is quite an interesting thing. Like how it's changed and how we've started using it.
Yeah, and where does it come from?
So do you want to just cut this whole chunk out? At like 30, it's about 35 minutes. Just cut that bit out. And we'll just cut that bit. We start talking about money. Like when we start talking about the bit where I maybe say somewhere around that you saying, is he being groomed, and my money bit. And we'll end it on this next bit that I'm going to say that will hopefully round up the YouTube music one.
Okay, boom. Yeah, go for that. Yeah, we'll cut.
Anyway, look, dude, it's getting pretty late in this episode. So just one other thing, I've gone onto my YouTube to see what I'm watching, and I'm just seeing Boris Johnson in a fucking mask with a fucking thing in his hand doing. It says jab or Sturgeon defies Sturgeon. What? Sturgeon defies Boris and it's just Boris with a fucking mask on. What's he doing? What is he doing? Putting hot sauce on his fucking porridge.
Every time I open YouTube, Boris Johnson is there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
he's got purple gloves on.
Holy shit! Okay, this is my screenshot. All right, from my videos. I've got. I'll take you through it real quick. All right, we've got Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, talking about a Sony phone. Maddie Hapoya talking about a pint from a year ago. Dan Mace has put some new video up about music. A kid called Sean Tracy here has done a video. He's actually pretty good. He's from Dublin. Ryan George, Stephen Reed running about with GoPro, General Banter podcast with Shane Todd. We've got some old fart from Wales, some old woman from the EU, another old woman talking about Boris Johnson in a mask, and then I've got
the old woman from the EU.
We've got Matty Hapoya with a GoPro on his eyes, Tyler Stallman talking about Final Cut Pro, Julie Nolke in space, and Mr. Beast with 100 fucking dogs at an animal shelter. That's what YouTube's told me to watch tonight. Dear Dylan, have a shit Friday. Well, actually, I say that. Not a shit Friday. Most of that's good. Let's just remove Boris and Mr. Beast from that. And actually, the rest of it's pretty good. So I don't know why I said shit Friday, but
there you
that
go.
just shows you that. But the other, just one other channel that I have found that you should go and watch, Ryan. Right, everyone else can check if they want. Is this front page tech? Are you on the internet at the minute?
I'm on the internet. Yeah.
Have a look for front page tech
Is this on the YouTube?
on the YouTube. Describes
Front
itself as
page.
tech news, exclusive leaks, and bad jokes. What is his name? Can't remember his name. Don't know his name.
Okay, there's a girl
Yeah.
and there's some guys.
So
and,
I don't know who the blonde bird is. I've never seen her before. I haven't watched him for that long. But I don't even know how many videos he's got. He's 300k subs.
Yeah.
He talks a lot about iPhones. Jesus, like we get it, right? iPhones are pops. But his tech review stuff's quite good. It's actually it seems well researched. It's well presented, well put together, and he's quite a funny dude. It's just quite interesting when you compare that to like most tech people, and you look at like Marquez Brownlee, who I'd say Marquez Brownlee is like the pinnacle of tech review. Like Incubation, that's the guy. He's incredible. This dude's very good though. I imagine he's an annoying human being. Maybe not in real, maybe in real life, but what I mean by that is I imagine a lot of people get annoyed at him. I don't find him annoying. I find him quite funny. But that being said, I also find, because this is a channel that I love, but I can't watch too many episodes of him. Jackmate. Have you watched Jackmate?
Yeah.
He's fucking brilliant. He is just absolutely brilliant. Like, I love that he's taken hatred and made it his thing. It's mental, absolutely mental.
It's a brave and bold move.
Very bold, very brave.
I didn't realize though, and this is one of these things that I always kind of cite, like a bit like the Kelladactyl thing in the last episode. I didn't realize she was actually like a Broadway dancer, and you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I feel with Jackmate, I think he's actually a comedian.
Or
and then
I think
did
he
his channel.
tried stand-up comedy or something, or maybe he did it, and he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was
I'm
good,
su-
but he wasn't like.
Yeah, and he seems to be
Amazing.
in this weird world with like these other comedians or internet funny people, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call them. I don't know. And it's one of those things you just don't realize. You're like, oh, well, that makes sense. Why
He
he's
scares
doing
me though.
that.
His existence on the internet scares me, like legitimately scares me, because I love
case he fight-
I love his content.
case-
All right, but if you haven't seen Jackmate, basically where's he from? I don't want to say where he's from. Fucking so careful.
He's from London,
Yeah, no,
I think.
fucking careful. Don't say anything, because if he ever finds it, you'll end up on huge cock video. Jackmate roasts miserable little bastard from Chiswick. But I was gonna say Leeds.
I said
but
he was
don't-
from
I don't
London.
think he's
How's
from
that like?
no, because he's not. Pretty sure he's not.
Oh, is he not?
Unless I don't think he is. But I think he's hilarious. His comedy is great. I love the way he does his videos. They're so funny. He's quite stressful though. But the main problem is my only like criticism on him is it's just like he just promotes in the content he does. He actually promotes a lot of the shit on YouTube. That
I saw
hate.
that the
I would
other
rather
day.
didn't exist.
I saw him do that. It's like it was like a video. I can't remember what the video was about, but it's like literally about a minute in, he goes, and now it's brought to you by Tiles.
Oh yeah,
You're like, what?
Oh no, I don't mind
Like-
that. The way
like-
he does ads is hilarious. It's so because it's so blunt. But I mean though, like his latest video is called "Meet the Internet's Most Irritating Vegan," and I watched it. It's
Yeah.
she like is a horrible human being. But the problem is that he's promoting her. You know, that's I'm like that's my only downside to him is it's like, but it's the same with everyone. Like the minute you find that one thing that works, you stick to it, and that's the downside. But look, that's
because
because
that is because it's like how when people hate stuff like Piers Morgan or Jeremy Clarkson, whatever, Donald Trump, I don't know, Britney Spears, any people who hate these people, you know how you get rid of people that you hate. You don't talk about them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they disappear because no one's talking about them.
Maybe that's what's happening
That's what
to
pisses
us.
me off
Maybe
about
that's what's
Piers
happening to
Morgan.
us.
That is what's happened to us.
Yeah.
Oh, the irony.
No one shout them out. Just everyone keep quiet. Keep quiet. They'll go away. Are they still there?
If you can like,
Are they still? Have they done a second season of that? Ignore them.
Like, if you can watch this video and not tell anyone about it, awesome.
Yeah.
But tell everyone about it.
Yeah. But yeah, do. Anyway, if you listen to this, thanks for listening. If you're watching it, cheers for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, give it a like, give it a comment, share with people, because it's we find it very difficult to get people to give a toss. So tell people in person, if you ever see people in person, tell them on the interwebs. Send the link on the interwebs to people.
We should hand out stickers like they did in the old days. Flyers.
With people will be disinfecting them then, and the adhesive would rail.
Oh God!
Jesus fucking!
You have to ruin everything.
Yeah,
don't
buy
you?
a digital sticker. Jesus. Squirrel suit and a digital sticker.
I'll take it.
Right. Thanks
See
very
you
much.
next time.
Let's catch you in the next episode. Cheers, Ryan.
Cheers,
All the best,
Dylan.
you Alex.
Bye.
Slap
See you later,
me,
pals.
baby, one more time.